Too Many Maniacs. The next chapter of You Call That a Costume by Eddie 13. Having found all the rainbows, traversed the streets of the town, looking for their final member. Butterstein was now riding on Rainbow Dash's back as the wolf walked with her group, the bat having her wings wrapped over Rainbow while affectionately nipping at her neck. Certainly didn't take long to tame those two. Before getting back to the matter in hand, looking down at her watch. Okay, it's 11:30. We have only 30 minutes to find Pinkie Pie. Twice, says he looked around the city. She could be anywhere in town, and we don't know how to search for her.
Hey, maybe you could fly into the air and get a bird's eye view, Twilight, Spike suggested.
She suggested caused Twilight to freeze up in hesitation. She feared that the more she used the power her midnight sparkle form granted her, greater her influence would grow. She started before saying, why don't you try smelling for her again, Spike?
Spike shook his head. Why do you think I suggested you've been flying? I've been trying to sniff her out since we left the apple grove.
Twilight, Sunset spoke up. It does seem like the best idea. Well, why not have Fluttershy do it? Twilight asked lamely. Erin her thumb to said bat, who was still snuggling against her wolf carrier. Knowing that she was out of excuses, Twilight inwardly sighed before reluctantly spreading her wings and flying into the air. That's it. The voice inside her head said, it's the power you possessed. Feels good, doesn't it? Trying to sound out the voice, Twilight decided to focus on looking around for any sign of Pinkie. Fortunately, she couldn't spot any overactive pink blurs, no matter what direction she looked. Anything? Sunset called from the ground. Negative, Twilight called back in a frustration tone. All I see up here is the sea in every direction. You'd think a prank lunatic would stick out like a sore... Twilight was cut off as her ears picked up a loud, causing her to whirl in the direction of the north side of town. Listening closely, Twilight could pick up other screaming direction. What is it? Sunset. There's a bunch of screaming coming from the north end of town, Twilight explained as she landed beside the group. It's got to be Pinkie, Sunset said. Come on! We gotta get to her, or else we'll have to be looking like this every day! That wouldn't be such a bad... The voice spoke in Twilight's head as she and the others ran down the street. A crooked smile on his face. Figure watched as just as gang-chained prisoners ran for their lives. Or rather, who's ran for his life, with Dumbbell along for the ride due to the chain around their ankles. The figure giggled playfully as he looked over the abandoned and fire-devastated for the rooftop. I never felt so alive! Figured inside. This was my victims to stop running away. Oh well. It pricked up before scanning the ground like a slow surveyor. Let's see if there's anyone else around to have fun with. Perhaps I'll get lucky and find an entire group to terrorize. Figure's wish was immediately granted as it spotted the rainbow street. Well, well, the figure said with a sinister smirk. They should be a scurrying to torment. With that, the figure leaped for the next building before leaping to the side of another like a monkey. Or a monkey spider. He didn't really care. Looking up from his vantage point, the figure watched the sunset and the others pass underneath without noticing it. Grinning seriously, the group left from its perch and landed on the tent of a doorway, over somersaulting and landed gracefully in the alley behind the group. Sinking to the shadows, the figure crept up behind the unsuspecting girls. Well, Twilight said sharply. Pinkie Pie really did a number on this neck of this town. I just hope nobody's been seen, hurt, or worse. Said, we need to find Pinkie. But where could she possibly be? Applejack gaped. This area's huge. Oh, sir. Yeah, Spike agreed with Applejack. Despite his voice, he was unable to spot the pink party girl.
It'd take us all night to find her.
Spike, don't even joke, Twilight cried. If we don't find Pinkie soon, we'll never get back to normal. Now don't panic, Twilight calmly. Pinkie has to be around here somewhere. How about trying right behind you? Came up Venus' voice. In shock, the rainbows whirled around to find the source of the new voice. Sure enough, there behind him was the bee. They only had a second to react before they saw Pinkie and his king coming down on their heads. Scatter! Sunset shouted to the group. In an instant, the rainbows leaped in all directions as Pinkie struck the ground, sending ass. Good grief! Randy cried as he hid behind the bandit car. What's gotten into Pinkie? She's not herself right now, Sunset called back. We had to restrain her somehow. Well, I'll open to suggestions, Rarity retaliated. How about this? Pinkie cried as he grabbed up the car Rarity was hiding behind with ease, before looking down at her with a wicked smile. Peekaboo! Yeah! Rarity cried before running off.
Turning around, Pinkie saw Rainbow Dash, with Fluttershy still on her back, wings spread charging at her. Sparking like the maniac she was, Pinkie held the car by its bumper. Batter it up! She cried before swinging the car, striking the werewolf and vampire head on, and flying backwards. Forward! Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy slammed into the window of a store, and were sliding down the glass and hitting the ground. Seeing Fluttershy moaning, Rainbow looked over her mate with concern if she was okay. Getting a weak but affirmative cry, Rainbow turned back to her pink opponent, baring her fangs angrily. Only to stop and look up with shock as the car came flying at her and Fluttershy. Grabbing Fluttershy by the neck with her teeth, Rainbow scurried out of the way, just as the car smashed through the glass window and exploded with BLAM! Pinkie cried with sick delight to have his, "Now this is what I call a party!" Twilight! Says I called out, "Try and bind her!" Goldwing hesitantly. Twilight cried out, "Okay, I'll try." In a flash, her hands were enveloped in a purple glow, while she directed down to the pair of downed wires. The cords glowed purple for a second before they sprang to life, and on Twilight's orders, she shot forward and wrapped around Pinkie wrist. "Ooh, this looks like fun," Pink Psycho said happily. "Let me try." Tugging forward, she pulled the cords out of Twilight's magic, before whipping them forward and grabbing a hold of Sunset by her waist, in her beard. "Ow!" The whistling, bacon-haired girl moaned before being violently swung around by Pinkie. "Ooh, nice job," Midnight Sparkle's voice said within Twilight. "Make it look like an accident. Well done there." Twilight was having about enough of that voice. However, she was torn on what to focus on, more concerned on. The voice, or seeing one of her friends being bound and thrown at the feet of another friend. "Dang!" Pinkie said as he raised her cane over Sunset to deliver the final blow. "Not yet." Time seemed to stand still. At one point he seemed to be able to get to Sunset fast enough to stop Pinkie. However, just before Pinkie struck a net, she stopped short and began to twitch and stutter. "No, no!" She strained to see little control herself. "No!" Suddenly backward, Pinkie let out an aggressive "Ah!" before being enveloped in a purple glow, similar to the one that caused her transformation. When the glow subsided, the pink-haired girl collapsed to the ground. Everyone looked at the fallen figure. "Everybody stand back!" Sunset instructed, before slowly approaching the downed girl. Upon seeing the girl move, Sunset stopped and looked on nervously as she got back to her feet. Starting upward to look at Sunset in the eye, the girl displayed a confused expression, along with a head of poofy hair. "Oh," she moaned. "That was a bit of fun." "Pinkie!" Sunset cried in relief. "You're back!" "I just went on a rampage and all you can think of is my back?" Pinkie Pie asked incredulously. Sunset shook her head. "It was regular Pinkie Pie, all right. Like Haven's," Applejack said, seeing Rarity crawled out from behind her trash can. "Sort of glad that's over with." "Amen," Rarity agreed. "But how did that happen?" Spike asked in bewilderment. "The spell hasn't been reversed yet." Sunset took a moment to pause and consider the question. The dog raised a good question. How was it that Pinkie Pie was back to her normal and goofy self? Then she happened to glance over Pinkie's costume, and realized decent hair. "Of course!" she cried. "Pinkie is dressed as Mr. Hyde, but Edward isn't always in control. He kept swapping back with Dr. Jekyll." "So, since Pinkie Pie is dressed as the character," Sunset nodded, "she changed into a Hyde-like persona, but is capable of switching back to regular Pinkie Pie." "Phew!" Spike said with relief. "Thank heavens for Pinkie's bizarre taste in costumes." Sunset then held her friend on back up. "How are you feeling, Pinkie?" she asked. "Oh, except for sore hands and feet and scraped knees, I feel fine," Pinkie replied with a shrug. "Sorry I was being a meanie to all of you." Twilight's eyes widened. "You remember everything you did while you were going bananas?" "Oh, don't mention food," Pinkie moaned. "I haven't eaten anything since I transformed. Answer your question, unfortunately. Do you know how many people I made unhappy tonight? I've been making a sorry case for weeks. Better polished off my fanny stamp." Sunset's eyes widened in amazement. "So you retained your memories of everything that happened, huh?" She looked towards a certain quartet of a cowgirl, debutante, vampire, werewolf. "Things are going to be interesting after this." "Well, right now, the important thing is we're all together again." Twilight said in distant delight. "That means we can finally reverse the spell." Sunset nodded as she looked down at her watch. 11:45. You have 15 minutes to get back to that street and cast a reversal spell. Come on! With that, the group fled back down the street they came. At least all of them except two. And then noise. Sunset walked back to the werewolf and vampire, who were in the midst of cuddling. I knew we should have separated you two! She grumbled, grabbing a hold of Rainbow Dash by the fur and hauling the wolf alongside her. Fireshine right behind. It wasn't long before the group was back on the street corner where this whole mess started. Well, here we are, Spike said, gasping for breath from running the whole way. Now what? Okay, Sunset said as he looked at the watch. 5 minutes to midnight. All we need to do is cast a counter spell and the whole mess will be done with. I still don't know why second eye need to be here. Rarity shook her hand confused. You are the ones that need to be changed. Our second eye is still the same. Sunset shook her head as she chose to ignore the cowgirl before returning to the bookworm. Alright, Twilight. In order to reverse the spell, you must put yourself in the same mindset you had when you originally cast the spell. Only this time, you focus on all of us being back to our rank ourselves. Got it? But we're right. Twilight nodded enthusiastically. Got it. Good. Sunset said. Now hurry. You only have a few minutes left. Bracing herself, Twilight held her hands out in front of her and began to concentrate. A few seconds, an orb of purple energy began to form. That's it, Sunset said eagerly. That's it, just a little more. This is it, Twilight said to herself. My worries are almost over. Suddenly, before the spell could reach full power, Twilight stopped and dropped her hands. Twilight, Sunset while Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie looked on in confusion. What are you doing? Why did you stop? That's what I like to know, Twilight thought to herself. Oh, come now, came a certain voice that caused Twilight's eyes to widen in shock. You didn't really think I let this happen without trying to stop it, did you? Guess again. So why don't we all just sit tight and let this spell become permanent, okay? Twilight, you need to get back casting the spell, Sunset was yelling. Only a few more minutes to midnight. If you don't, we'll be stuck this way forever. What'll be wrong with that? Midnight's Fargo's voice said. After all, look at all you can do this way. You don't really want to throw it all away to go back to being a measly human, do you? Finding herself torn, Twilight grabbed her head, yelling before falling to her knees. Twilight, Sunset asked in confusion. What's wrong? I'm sorry, Twilight cried out. I can't do it. She won't let me. Who won't let you? Midnight Sparkle! Huh? Was the collective reaction from the others. Gasping, Twilight explained, I haven't done anything atrocious, but I can feel her there. She's been growing stronger all night. Now she's preventing me from casting the reversal spell. I'll wait until midnight. I thought you seemed to have something on your mind all night, Spike said with realization. Twilight, Sunset said slowly, realize you think that Midnight's controlling you, but you got to resist it. We need you to cast that spell. You don't need to resist me, Midnight's voice said inside Twilight. You don't need to cast that spell. Just a few more moments, and I'll be here to stay for good. Twilight, remember, you're not the same person you are when you succumbed to your darker side before. Sunset said, she's right. Midnight agreed. You're even better now. Remember, you decided to wear that costume to prove yourself. That she had no more influence on you. Which turned out to be wrong. Twilight, we need you. But you don't need them. Excuse me, Pinkie called in a panic. Sorry, but it didn't interrupt Twilight's terror struggle, but I'm in the middle of my own here. Sunset's eyes widened. You mean? Yep. Pinkie nodded nervously as she clenched her stomach. Bad news about to come back. Sunset immediately whirled to Twilight. Twi, you need to cross that spell, now! Otherwise we're going to be dealing with a psycho that'll be here to stay! 2 psychos, actually. Twilight tried her best, but she couldn't get herself to do the dance, let alone concentrate. That's it, Midnight Sparkle said wickedly. Just 1 more minute to go. Come on, Twi! I looked up to see that Rarity had called out to her. I don't know if you could do what's going on, but I'm not about to let my friend believe she can't do it. She's right, Twilight dear. You can do this! Go for it, Twilight! Pinkie had. Looking down, Twilight saw that even Firestone and Rainbow Dash, the two in their usual riding mare, were looking at her with belief in her eyes. Twilight, Sunset finished, you overcame her before. You can do it again! Twilight's eyes widened and realized season. She took in all the words she had heard. They're right, she thought to herself. Absolutely right! With that, She raised her hands and began to concentrate. The purple ball materializing in front of her. No! Midnight's voice shrieked in her mind. What are you doing? So you have no power over me anymore. Twice her retaliating thoughts, the spear grew brighter. No! Midnight cried in panic and fear. You can't do this to me. You can't! You can't! As Rainbow Dash would probably say. Twice inside her head as the spell reached her full power. Make like eggs and beat it! Said Flash. The purple orb burst forward and engulfed the rainbows. No! Midnight's sparkled voice screamed as it faded from Twilight's mind before vanishing. The moment the spell subsided, Twilight clasped her feet. Phew! She said, exhausted. It took a lot out of me. Instead, she caught sight of Spike looking at her, eyes wide in amazement. Looking down at herself, Twilight saw she was still wearing her Midnight Sparkle costume, but her skin was now back to its regular color. Feeling her face, she realized it was exactly what it was meant to be. It worked! She cried happily. It worked! I'm myself again! Same time, Sunset was looking over herself. Her robes didn't look as sparkly as they did a moment ago. Grabbing her beard, she tugged on it, greatly relieved to find it was removable. You did it, Twi! She sneered, voice back to normal. You did it! Pinkie, meanwhile, braced herself for a bad-sized return. Not feeling anything for 3 minutes, she relaxed her posture and looked to herself, unable to find a malicious thought in her body. No bad me here anymore, she said with relief. Applejack and Rarity, meanwhile, were getting their bearings. Oh, that was a doozy, Applejack commented, and said back to normal. How do you dress it as a high-class girl with something out of regret? Oh, my head, Rarity moaned. Manners was restored. I actually had the edits so I could see how big us. Rainbow Dash was on all fours. Fluttershy still on her back. Fluttershy? Dash asked nervously. Oh, Fluttershy said with realization she got off Rainbow's back. Sorry. Let's look about what happened tomorrow, shall we? Rainbow commented sheepishly. Okay. Phew, Sunset wiped her brow. Think that's all over with. She looked at Twilight. Way to go, Twi. I don't see why you should be thinking of me, Twilight said guiltily. I was the cause of that whole mess anyway. Maybe, Rainbow said, but you did have good intentions. Yeah, Pinkie Pie said. You're trying to make us happy. Can't fault you for that. And no pony got seriously hurt, Rarity said seriously. So it's not a total disaster. Not to place, it was a real eye-opening experience for some of us, Applejack reminded reluctantly. You know you didn't mean to cause what happened, Fluttershy implied. None of us blame you. You can't really blame yourself. Because what kind of friends would we be if we didn't let magical hijinks hide? Sunset finished with a smile. Twilight felt a wave of guilt washed off of her, so she looked at her friends with a grateful smile. Thanks, everyone. Alright, enough of the mushy stuff, Rainbow Dash cut in. Maybe midnight, but we're still in Halloween costumes and never got to celebrate. Twilight smirked. Who's up for a party at Sugar Cube Corner? Our costumes perfect as they are now. Yeah! Unanimous agreement, for the group went out to Sugar Cube Corner. The party until the sun came up. With Halloween over and done with for another year, town character lot went back to its normal routine. Everyone getting on with their lives. Among them were a certain pair walking down the street. Whew! Applejack was saying. Last night was definitely something, huh, Rares? Well, it was definitely one for the record bus, the fashionista replied. But it can still be talked up as another day with our unique knives. Yeah, Applejack agreed, shaking her head in disbelief. Can't actually believe I freaked out over breaking a nail. Yeah, I can't say I blamed you, Rarity commented. They did look marvelous, and honestly, you were lovely last night. You got the elf and the aristocrat well. Heh, Applejack snorted. You were a pretty country girl yourself. Are you kidding? Rarity cried in shock. I was absolutely uncouth. I have no idea how I was able to talk with that southern drawl for so long. Yeah, right, Applejack chuckled. What about you did when you were trying to find your way out downtown? I seem to recall what the only made things was for us, Rarity retorted. What about getting us away from that big bulldog, pulverizing the mugger with care? Please don't mention that, isn't it? Rarity moaned. I can't believe I did something so inane like us roughhousing with a brute. Still, you hate to admit you're pretty good, Applejack commented. I suppose I did find it amazing to be so strong and hard-looking, Rarity reluctantly said. I think I just saw what goes on through that head of yours when it comes to being high class, Applejack said. So last night did have some use, Rarity said. We got to walk in each other's shoes for a while. Yeah, Appetite nodded. But no offense, but I think I'll stick to my own shoes. Those high heels really plants. Well, they're supposed to, Rarity retorted. But you're right. Next time we decide to make a laser, let's go for something a little less close to him. They smirked. Next time, the loser has to babysit the winner's sister or friends. What? Rarity cried. Applejack, that's too cruel. I'll have to be forced to kiss whoever you choose. Applejack grinned. Done. Rarity paused. Wait. Applejack, wait! I didn't mean that I wanted to do those turns! On the other side of town, a certain pink-haired girl was coming out of her house. Walking down the street, she seemed to be deep in thought. Just as she was about to turn a corner, she ended up nearly bumping into a certain person who was leaning against the lamppost. She squeaked, yes! He's shy, Rainbow said nervously. What are you doing here, Rainbow? First I had to ask. Rainbow said slowly, just hanging around. Oh. First I replied awkwardly before lately saying, Well, I'm gonna be out with the others. Would you like to walk with me? Sure, Rainbow said with blushing cheeks. Why would I? The pair proceeded down the street in silence. Both of them did their best to avoid each other's gaze, yet both knew that the events of last night would have to be discussed at one point. Finally, Rainbow decided to speak. Listen, Flash, Rainbow said slowly. I'm really sorry for getting you in that mess. Why are you blaming yourself for that, Rainbow? First, I felt the need to ask. Why do I blame my... Rainbow was aspiring. Because I was the one who convinced you to wear that costume, remember? Thanks to me, you ended up transforming into that giant bat! That was an accident, Rainbow. First, I said. You could have known that was to happen. Well, yeah, I still feel like I'm responsible, Rainbow muttered. Rainbow, First, I said slowly. No, honestly, it wasn't that bad an experience. Rainbow gaped. It wasn't? No. First, I shook her head. Actually, it was a bit of fun to fly like that. Sure, I did eat more than my body weight in apples and scared our friends out of our minds. At least I didn't hurt anyone. Well, guess that's true, Rainbow admitted. Me nearly tore apart two of our friends upon becoming a wolf. Don't feel guilty about that, First I said sternly. Instincts of a wolf are very fierce. The important thing is you didn't bite anyone. Yeah, you have a point there, Rainbow shrugged. Say, Rainbow, First I said nervously. Do you remember what happened to us when we crossed paths? You mean that you gave me a good left hook? Rainbow asked jokingly. Man, do you have an arm, Fluttershy? No. Fluttershy shook her head slowly. I was talking about after we digged it out. Oh! Rainbow said with blushing cheeks. Right, that. I mean, does he think it was odd? Fluttershy went on. I mean, a vampire and a werewolf ending up like we did. Yeah, you raise a point, Rainbow admitted. I mean, there's no written rules that werewolves and vampires can't get along. The easiest thing our friends have caused that to happen. But we did more than that. Well, Fluttershy said slowly, do you think that how we acted as those creatures really means something? Rainbow looked at her lifelong friend in the eyes, completely honest. I don't really know, Flares. But Rainbow, Fluttershy said while looking down, or staring up at Dass's eyes. Would you like to? Rainbow reacted to the question with wide eyes. Did she want what happened to mean something? Looking Fluttershy in the face, she took notice of how lovely she looked. Finally, she said one word. Maybe? Fluttershy's eyes widened in surprise. Rainbow put a hand on her chin and tilted upward. But there's only one way to find out for sure. Rainbow haired athlete advanced as she neared Fluttershy's face. Realizing what Rainbow was meaning, Fluttershy willingly leaned forward when closing her eyes. In seconds, the lips of two childhood friends met. The sensing was strange at first, but over time the two girls got used to it as they wrapped their arms around each other. Eventually they parted, gasping for breath. So, what do you think? Rainbow said breathlessly. Still not sure. Fluttershy said, I need to double check. Yeah, good idea. Rainbow nodded before quickly pulling Fluttershy back towards her. The two kept double checking for 10 more times before they finally came to a decision. Alright, so what's the proper way to cast transmutation? Focus on your target. Make sure your magic is evenly dispersed. Concentrate on the form you want it to become, was the reply. Very good, said Sensei with a approving nod. You're getting good at learning the fundamentals of magic, Twilight. Well, after last night's little incident, I want to make sure what I'm doing from now on whenever I cast a spell. Twilight explained. Glad you finally learned that lesson, Twilight, Spike said with relief. I was worried that you wouldn't get it until after you blew up the garage again. Spike, I keep telling you that spell's completely safe, Twilight cried. There's a leak in the gas line that reacted violently with one of my Bunsen burners. Oh, wouldn't that mean it's still your fault? Spike asked flatly. Twilight opened her mouth to retort, found herself unable to say anything. So she just groaned. Times like these, I wish you couldn't speak its mind. Giggling, Sunset looked towards the front of the sidewalk. Hey, look! She cried while pointing. Sure enough, coming towards them was a certain pink girl, loaded down with armfuls of cake boxes. Hey, girls! Pinkie said under the way of boxes. Making some necessary deliveries this morning. Let me guess. Sunset pretended to think it over. Those are, I'm sorry I ran amok last night cakes? Yep, Pinkie nodded. How do you know? She gasped. Is he reading my mind while I was looking? I requested. Sunset looked at the girl's load. So, how's it going? Well, it could be better, Pinkie replied regretfully. Victims are still so last night. Not willing to forgive me last night. Her voice narrowed to a whisper. I busted out what really tested. She rolled her eyes. I mean, getting healthy over me stuffing cake down their pockets? How else was I supposed to give it to them when they wouldn't accept it any other way? Twilight, Spike, and Sunset said nothing. No seriously to let Pinkie talk. Anyway, still got 20 more people to apologize to. Let's hope they'll be more willing to accept my apology than others. So the three girls turned to see someone coming up the sidewalk. Silence caused Sunset and Twilight to keep in shock. It was none other than Lyra and Bonbon. They all looked like they had seen better days. The two of them were staring at full body casts. Lyra on the left, Bonbon on the right. Both of them had a single arm and leg sticking out of massive bandages, requiring them to hobble their way down the street. Lyra's hair was standing on end, and a bandage was wrapped around her forehead, while Bonbon was sporting a black eye and only her arm exposed in a sling. Oh, Pinkie Pie said excitedly. She grabbed up a box. Hey, Lyra, Bonbon. The pair took one look at Pinkie before their eyes widened in panic. Last, they had a about face and hobbled back their way faster than a rainbow during a track and field. Pinkie Pie moaned. I'll have to look for them all over again. What did you two do to those two? Sunset asked with a gasp. You don't want to know. I think I'll take her word for it, Spike meat while Twilight nodded in agreement. Hey, guys! A voice caught their attention, turning to across the trio to see Applejack and Rarity come up the street. What's going on? Oh, nothing much, Spike said nonchalantly. Sunset is quizzing Twilight, and Pinkie's forcing a bouncy cakes on everyone to terrorize last night. Oh, well, that doesn't sound anything different, Rarity commented. Oh, well, what about that? Pinkie pointed to a certain yellow and blue hair, walking up to the group. The second one normally started straight as anything different, except the fact that the two girls were holding hands, looking at each other fondly. Hey girls, Rainbow Dash said with a grin, while holding Fluttershy's hand. Fluttershy and I have big news! Found a way to replace all the trees on my farm you smashed while wrestling? Rainbow stared flatly at the cowgirl. Tells you we paid back for all the trees that were smashed. And the apples Fluttershy ate. But that's not what we want to say. What's your news? Sunset asked. Grinning, Rainbow took a hold of Fluttershy's other hand. The two smiled at each other before going to friends and saying simultaneously, We're going out together! In an instant, the rainbows burst into tears of congratulations. Wow, way to go, you two! Applejack said sincerely. Indeed, Rarity added. Well, just doing your optimistic behavior last night was a sign of something. Pinkie Pie's here. I guess it's time my lesbian best friends finally got together party. Might want to think about teaching that title around, Spike said awkwardly. Congratulations, you two. Sunset said to the new couple with a grin. We're really happy for you. Yeah, Twilight nodded. Yeah, Twilight nodded. I'm just glad something good came from my mistake last night. All I wouldn't say was the only good thing to happen, Twilight. Rarity said suddenly. After all, Applejack and I were just talking about how we got the rare opportunity to see how the other lives. Though we did agree we prefer our own sides of the fights, Applejack added. Not only that, Sunset spoke up. Is it you, Twilight? I got to be one of the greatest unicorns in history. Not everyone can say that's happened to them. I'm definitely going to tell Princess Twilight about everything that happened last night. Do you suppose she'll be jealous that you literally got to be Starship of the Beauty? Rarity asked. Possibly, Sunset shrugged. The only thing that could top that would be meeting him in person. Considering how he's supposed to be for 10,000 years or so ago, Rainbow Dash said, cuddling her new girlfriend. Not seeing that happen. Twilight meanwhile was smiling. The girls are right. A bit of good did come out last night's incident, including reinforcing that I don't have to worry about succumbing to Midnight Sparkle. Really am glad to have my friends like you. With that, the Rainbows went into a group hug. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy making sure to wrap their arms around each other in the process. After it broke up, Pinkie Pie spoke up. Oh, next year, Twilight can cast the spell again. She rambled. Only then, we should dress as our power sources ourselves. The rest of the group let out a collective groan of disagreement. No more real life costumes from now. From now on, it would be latex and cloth. The only way you'd be wearing skin again was if Pinkie went on another psychotic rampage. For more than a few reasons, they prayed that a scenario would never come about. Fun, silly, a nice little good heartwarming story. Next, we're going right back to It's a Dangerous Business, people!